It's showtime. Welcome once again to the Houston Roundball Review presents Let's Talk Houston Rockets. I am KG, Kris Gardner, owner and co-founder of the Houston Roundball Review, which has been around since 1994. Yes, that's right, 1994. 28 years, going on 28 years. So let's talk some Rockets. Rockets are going through the rough patch again, once again, dealing with injuries, losses, 5 games in 7 days. So, Rocky fans, what are your thoughts? We're going to talk about this, and I'm going to say this. Try to do an hour today. Last few shows, fans done a great job of getting. We're talking up to 90 minutes, but I'm going to try to stick to 60 minutes today. Just dealing with other stuff going on with me and my mom and her health and all that kind of stuff. And I'll tell you, taking care of a disabled parent is a stressing situation. But enough of that. Let's talk some Rockets. I got a few slides and clips to share with the fans during the show. Chutoy, thank you very much. How you doing? Just going to pull up the first one. The Rockets, we know, are 9-20. They're facing the 4-23 Detroit Pistons Saturday morning Central Time. Yes, morning. Tip-off is 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern. I still haven't figured out why the game is starting at 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, but it is what it is. Solo, D-Lo, how you doing? So I'm going to pull up this first thing just to give you an idea of the injury situation for both the Rockets and the Pistons. Of course, first things first. This is a Rockets-themed show, so let's put up the Rockets injury report. And you can see it right there. Armani Brooks is questionable with an left ankle. So he didn't finish the game. He missed second, third, and fourth quarter of the game against the Knicks Thursday night. Jalen Green is still out with a hamstring strain. House is still out with the left ankle sprain. Jason Nix is on a two-way in the G League. KPJ still dealing with that left thigh contusion, and it's in the back of his thigh. So it's not the front part of his thigh. Alpha G, hello, how you doing? Welcome to everybody chiming in. So it's kind of hard to get a pad for KPJ to wear for the back of the thigh, an area where he keeps, oddly enough, getting hit, I think, 3 times now. And Christian Wood is listed as questionable. Coach Silas said in post-game Thursday night after the loss to the Knicks that he believes C. Wood will play versus the Pistons. That's the plan, hope, objective. But as of the 4:30 today injury report, Christian is now questionable. I think he was doubtful earlier, so he's moving up. So now let's just look at the Pistons injury situation. A lot of outs on that list, but some of them are because of G League assignments. Luka Garza, Isaiah Livers, and DeMarco Pickett, Chris Smith. Some of those guys played in Detroit's loss to the Pacers Thursday night. But Hamidou Diallo is available. He's going to wear a mask to protect the fracture on his face. The Pistons' best scorer, Jeremy Grant, just had the surgery on his thumb today. He'll be out at least 6 weeks. Killian Hayes has been dealing with a left thumb sprain. That's his dominant hand pretty much all season. And every time he gets hit, it really impacts his performance. Corey Joseph is dealing with the right thumb sprain. So they're mirror images on Detroit. And then, of course, Kelly Olynyk got injured the first time Detroit and the Rockets squared off with the knee issue. So all those guys are out. That's one reason why Detroit has lost 13 straight. Not the only reason, but let's talk Rockets. So the Rockets are going. Just give me your thoughts on the 5 games in 7 days. They had their best showing last week when they faced the reigning champs, the Bucks. But since then, they had a great comeback against the Hawks. Head coach Nate McMillan praised the Rockets' effort, not quitting. If you haven't seen that clip, my mistake for not adding it during this stream, but you can go to the YouTube channel and check it out from Monday. The great comeback the Rockets made in that win over the Hawks. Coach McMillan was very, very bubbly and giving the Rockets credit for their performance and their not quitting and their fight and the come from behind win. But then the injuries, Eric Gordon situation with the groin, did not play against the Cavs Wednesday. The Cavs, despite Evan Mobley not playing, were still just too tall, too big, too skilled for the Rockets, and Rockets took one on the chin there, and then had to fly back to Houston to play the Knicks very next day in the back-to-back. So the injuries piled up, the travel piled up, and the NBA, in its scheduling wisdom, or lack thereof, why the Rockets go to Cleveland, to Houston, and then to Detroit. That makes no sense. And you're talking about you want to reduce wear and tear on your players. Why not just have the Rockets go from Cleveland to Detroit? Why have them come to Houston and then go to Detroit? That makes no sense. I've always had questions about why the schedule makers do those kind of things. And then the Rockets go to the Bulls on Monday. So they go from Detroit, they go Cleveland to Houston, to Detroit, then to Chicago. And hopefully these games take place. Let's just be clear about that too. A lot of guys are in protocol across the league. Some teams are having to sign replacement players to 10-day contracts to fill in, so they'll have enough healthy players for games. So it's just right now dealing with COVID once again. Alpha G, regarding Kate Cunningham, it probably will be a big game for Cade. One reason, because out of necessity. I mean, Detroit really doesn't have too many other options offensively. So Cade is having to carry a lot of the load right now, and he's still trying to get his teammates involved, but he's passing the guys who aren't making shots. So there's no assists. So he can score 20-plus points, but I have 4 assists, and they still lose because the defense is not very good anymore. They've had spurts of good defense this season. During this losing streak of 13 straight, defense has been trash. Part of that is because of injuries. Part of that is because of just point-blank lack of athleticism in the front court, lack of size in the front court. All these things add up, is why Detroit has the worst record in the NBA. And the players are frustrated. I'm not sure management is frustrated with the losses because they're trying to get ping pong balls. So that's my thought on that. They never say that publicly. So let's talk about Alpi Sengun, and I hope y'all had a chance to read the article in The Athletic that my man Kelly Iko did about Alpi and his relationship with John Lucas. And you could see, if you could read it, some of the quotes. I think I said it on a Rocket stream a few weeks ago. Alpi does know profanity. He does know the English swear words, and that was clear in Iko's article. And I've heard it in practice and after practice. So his English is getting better. He's getting more comfortable with it. He still is, the translator is still being used. And based on Wednesday's post game, folks still are bashing the translator and not doing a good job, not being as accurate in the translation what Alpi's saying. So I'm not sure. And I trust the people who speak Turkish, because I don't. But one thing that kind of counter to that, Coach Silas has praised Orhun for his knowledge of basketball and to help kind of explain what Coach Silas wants from Alpi, in the translation. So there's like a disconnect there from what we're hearing being translated and what people who know Turkish are saying is being translated. So, but Alpi had, I think, 19 and 11 against the Cavs. He had his career highs, but the Rockets still lost big against Cleveland. And you just see what the Cavs, I think Cavs are a very good example of being in lottery for a few years and having good picks can do for you. It's all paying off. The patience paying off for them. And of course, a few smart trades and signings helps out as well. That's all part of the process. And that's what the Rockets are going through in the early stages themselves. So that's part of it. But What are your thoughts on the injury situation? I, make a prediction. The Rockets should snap their 2-game skid tomorrow against Detroit. The Pistons don't have enough defense. The Pacers carved them up again. If the Rockets can score above 105, they'll win. Detroit just doesn't have enough offense, not enough firepower to win shootouts. That's clear. And that was before Jimmy Grant had a thumb surgery. That was before KO was injured with the knee. So Rockets should win, but they can't take anybody for granted because the Rockets are 9-20. And despite being 9-20, they are only, I think, 5 out of the 7th spot. 7th spot, I think 7th spot, top of the play-in. And so they're right there. They're like 3 out of the 10th spot. So they're still there despite the struggles in these last, 5 games in 7 days. What are your thoughts on that? Are y'all concerned now? Having any concerns of the losses or take it for what it is because of the injuries? And you're just waiting for the team to get healthy and go from there. And boy, just got an email from the Rockets. This is going to be a first. The Rockets, Coach Silas will have a pregame media availability Saturday morning at 9:30. I've never been part of a pregame media availability at 9:30 in the morning. But when you got 11 a.m. tip-off, 90 minutes beforehand, that's what it's going to be. So, man, oh, man, okay. I got to get stuff done before that. Okay. Wow. All right. But, yeah, let me play. I got one more slide, courtesy of info from Bobby Marks, ESPN.com's insider, with some info that he did this week, posted this week, about he had some questions. There's some info that he did for like a team breakdown for every NBA team. But, of course, since this is Rocket Talk, I'm going to have some info about the Rockets posted. But I got a few video clips I want to play from, Alpha G, from John Lucas from Wednesday, because we know Coach Luke filled in for Coach Silas, who had to leave the game against the Cavs because he was dehydrated, and he learned after Thursday, that Coach didn't eat all day Wednesday. So that's not, I mean, come on, Coach. The NBA is stressful enough as it is. So you got to eat, got to take care of yourself. And I think many of us are guilty of that in our lives, in our daily lives. Sometimes we don't eat, drink right, and take care of ourselves because of work, stress, or whatever. So, but Luke has, comment, really want you to listen to it. Damon, let me pull this up before I play the comments from Luke. The Rockets are keeping KPJ out because it's the third time he's had that injury, the contusion, and he's rushed back the previous times and re-injured it. So they're trying to avoid that this third and last time. So that's the logic behind it, keeping him out. And honestly, Coach Silas mentioned of the three of Jalen, Scoot, and House, I want to say I have to go back and look at it. Jalen is the one of the three he thinks would come back first of the three. So that's good for Jalen, but they're really trying to be cautious with Scoot and the thigh contusion, and just don't want to make it worse and don't have him continue missing time, week in, week out kind of things, trying to make sure he gets it right. Same with Jalen and the hamstring. House ankle sprain, injured that in practice. So he just had bad luck this season so far. So the Knicks and interest in EG, I think a lot of teams, now that the 15th has come and gone and more players are available who signed during the summer, available to be traded, you'll hear more and more discussions as we get close to February 10th trading deadline. The Knicks, despite their lights out shooting Thursday night against the Rockets, they need more firepower. Their starting five, let's see, 30, scored 53 of the teams won 16. So the bench scored 63 points. So, the Knicks are struggling before last night's win over the Rockets. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to answer the calls and frustration of Knicks fans. After the success they had last season, folks thought the Knicks would be contending, for a 4 or 5 seed again this year, and they haven't done that. They've underachieved thus far this season, and the starters have not come through. So Cam Reddish has been tossed around and for rumors, trade discussions. So I'm kind of curious to see I've always said this, I've learned this the last couple of years, that the majority of trades that happen are not leaked. There are some rumor deals that we hear about, but many of them, more often than not, the ones that do finally happen, we don't hear about. They're not leaked by agents or teams, so it depends on the source of all those things. I asked one of my contacts Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning if he thought the Rockets would do anything this month. And the answer was no, probably not, unless a team, and this is the player this person mentioned to me, no, unless a team makes a serious run to get House. I wasn't thinking House. I was thinking the answer would be Seawood or Eric Gordon. I got the answer House. So House's future in the Rockets. He's not. Free agent. He won't be here. I don't see the Rockets. Y'all know that. I think y'all are fine with that. If a team gives Rockets anything of value for House, I think the Rockets should make that trade. But that was the name that was mentioned to me in that quick discussion that I had earlier this week. So, real quick, we'll play this clip from Luke. But listen to it's real brief. But listen to what he says, especially regarding Armani Brooks and Garrison, Gary Bird, Matthews.
If Garrison and Armani are not scoring, it's the best lesson that they can learn. I don't have to tell them a thing. They are now on scouting reports, and they do not get any open looks. And if we don't have those guys scoring with Eric and Christian out, it is a struggle for us to score the basketball.
That's real talk right there. The league has looked at the film, the tape, video of Armani and Garrison, and noticed if you run them off 3-point line, they're not as effective nor as comfortable yet driving to the hoop, doing other things. Armani has gotten better at that lately, this month, but he prefers to be a catch and three. So teams are saying, no, you're not going to do that. We're not going to let you do what you want to do. So now we've got to see them adjust and add to their game, add to the bag, and do that. Raj, thank you very much for that comment. Appreciate that. Solo D-Lo, I'm going to put it up there, and I'm going to do this as well. I got a few to pop up on the screen. Chutoy, your comment is true because Tibbs loves defense, but EG plays good defense. He's a very good defensive player. The Knicks, Coach Tibbs this year has embraced 3-point shooting. So he's opened his eyes to today's NBA. So that's the comment there. And Tony, I'm with you, man. If teams are interested in acquiring House, what you want? What are you gonna give us for House? If it makes sense for Feldstone, do it. This comment right here, I think it's legit. I don't believe anybody who's watching right now, tuning in, or who'll watch this tomorrow in the near future would be surprised if any of the Rocket players end up in the health and safety protocol, despite all of them have according to Chronicle colleague Jonathan Fagan, been vaccinated and received the boosters. But breakthrough issues happen, have happened, are happening in the league. It's not just the league, NBA, NFL, NHL, country, society, all those things. So wouldn't be surprised there. And especially if they've played against opponents who tested positive, after the fact. So then they'll find out. So that won't be a surprise there as well. David Nwaba has played better in the last few games. Give him credit for that. He's been a pro. He's, I guess, accepted his role, accepted what it is, in the minutes that he may not get game in, game out. He finally knocked down 2 threes in one game, because that one, which doubled his 3-point number for the season. Prior to that point, he made 1 3 the entire season. He's played well. He was key in the comeback win over the Hawks. Hustle, great defense on Trae Young, rebounds, key 3-point buckets. So Rockets, and I've said this, and I'm guilty of it as well, about playing the youngsters, letting them play. The reason they've kept the vets like Tice, Nwaba, DJ, EG, but especially Nwaba, Tice, and DJ, is to be examples to the guys in the locker room of how to be professional, how to maintain professional work ethic, hard work despite not getting consistent minutes. So got to give him credit for that. So I'm going to play a clip from Coach Silas and then Tice from last night's game, post game. But Coach Silas specifically gives Tice credit for being a pro, a pro's pro. So here's that comment. Of course, the full comment is available. Most of y'all know this is available on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. And if you have noticed, I've begun adding playlists specifically with breakdowns, of Houston Rockets as a team, and then the players, as well as Coach Silas. So we have Coach Silas playlist, Tice playlist, Jalen Green, Alpe, Jayshawn Tate, C. Wood, Eric Gordon. Even going back, I got James Harden playlist, Russ, CP. I think I did a quick count. The Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel has pro, college, men, women's basketball going on probably 7,000 videos. Probably 7,000 videos. But Sandoval, yeah, C-Wood is not a max player to me. And I don't believe the Rockets believe he is a max player either. But let me play this clip from Coach Silas so you can hear his thoughts on Daniel Tice being a pro's pro.
He's ready. DT's always ready. They did a great job on the defensive end, blocking shots, helping, being physical against their post-ups, switching, isolation, defense was good. And then the scoring, 22 points and 2 for 4 from 3. And I'm still trying to get him to shoot a few more threes, cause he can shoot and he adds to our spacing, but he's always ready to play, always. And, we've needed him.
So thoughts on that? Solo, thank you for the props for the playlist. And it's weird how an idea hit me to do that last week. I saw it for, goodness, months. And I never really took time to realize what I could do with it until last week. And I like it. I like what, the almost kind of customization that it provides. So I like it. And I got a few more names, players, coaches to look up and play a great playlist. So, but yeah, I think I'm getting close to the channel. It's getting close to almost 7,000 videos. So, but yeah, I think I'm not sure, and I'm not speaking for everybody in the comments right now, but I'm not sure based on these Let's Talk shows how many folks believe C. Wood is a max player. If you are on here, you're new, and chime in and give your thoughts on it. But so far, I haven't seen anybody who believes that C. Wood is a max player. And that's be my thought is if C. Wood and his reps believe he's a max player, then the Rockets have to make a decision. So then that brings me up to, let's go and put up these slides right here. Like I said, this info, got 3 slides, info. Some of it is stuff that Rocket fans already know, but as you are learning, I'm learning how to use more functionality on the stream. So I'm going to be doing more of these slides in addition to the video clips on these live streams, especially going to, starting with draft talk, more draft talk next month, have more draft info in slide format. But here's some info on the Rockets. Let me go backwards here and go to the first page and pull it up here this way. But there you go. Like I said, that's from Bobby Marks. He did a breakdown, NBA breakdown. I posted the info this week, and you could see some contract numbers there, and you see who he has off the board. Obviously, Jalen Green. Notice that, folks. I don't believe there's anybody on here who believes Jalen Green is a bust, but y'all have seen it in the social media universe that some folks are calling Jalen Green a bust already after 20 games. Give me a break. But there you go with the value contracts. And you see the note there about EG and being an unrestricted free agent in 2024. His contract for the 2023-24 season is non-guaranteed. So that's $20.9 million. C. Wood at 13.7 right now is great value. He's looking for a max contract, most likely. He says he believes he's a max player. I don't, and many fans on here don't believe he's a max player. But there you see a free agent in July, John Wall. Everybody expects him to opt in to get that money. So Coach Wall, he's still Coach Wall right now. Nothing's changed with his situation. No news about anything ramping up about him getting closer to playing time or anything. Nothing has changed since the last show, last live stream. Nothing has changed regarding Coach Wall. So next slide. A lot of contract info right there. You see the controllable contracts with LP. He ain't going anywhere. And then you got the rookies. You see Scoot and the amount there. He's a restricted free agent in 2023. Jayshawn Tate, the team option. He's in for a nice raise. I think we kicked it around last week. I tossed around a minimum of like 9-10 million per, and maybe on the high end 12 mil per for Jayshawn. Coach Lucas doing his comments Wednesday night. He said consider Jayshawn, because of the culture positivity that Jayshawn provides skill wise, locker room wise on the court. Consider Jayshawn as a foundational piece for the Rockets. So that's something to consider there. Lucas obviously is a coach. He's not front office. But yeah, there we go. Long-term salary, Tice, 8.3 mil, team option on 2024. And I hope y'all enjoying this. I like this little feature of slides as well. And then you got the draft picks info here. So if I don't have the info myself, I try to get it from reliable sources, people that I trust. And Bobby Marks is one of the folks that I do trust with his info. Being a former GM in the NBA for a long time, he's got knowledge. And I marvel at the salary info he has at his fingertips. The specifics of guaranteed dates and amounts and all that. I wish I had access to that, man. That's awesome. Tony Sloan, thank you for it. Like I said, I'm enjoying it as well. I'm enjoying it. I'm adding to my bag for these Rocket Talks. I added, I'm doing it as well on the Folks Talking Sports live stream where we talk football and other sports, not just Rockets on those shows. But yeah, it's a new feature of the streams to share info with everyone. And that's Solo. That's one of my youngsters said. And Yanez, who's part of the trio. And he's 22, just graduated from U of H. He said it feels like he's back in class. So I'm old. So, I'll be 50 in March next year. So, but yeah, it's just a new feature to share with everybody. And if you have questions that you'd like me to try to get info for, I can work on it and try to pull it up. But Solo Dilo, that comment, and let me take these off and get back to my shiny bald head taking up the screen, is, let me put it up there, this comment. It'd be a sad day when Eric gets traded. As I said last week, I'm less confident than I was in the offseason that Eric gets traded. But of course, that also depends on what is a team offers for Eric. I mean, they're talking first round pick or 2. You got to do that. But speaking to my man Eco, he was and is not convinced that the Rockets will trade Eric. So we shall see about that. We shall see. Eco is the beat writer and travels with the team way more than I do. But he does not believe that it's certain, a lock, that Eric's going to get traded. So we shall see. So, but one more video clip to play. It's from Tice, and I love the comments from Tice that he makes in here. He wants to help the youngsters, and that's part of being a true pro. So here we go from Tice, and I got Xavier. I see your comment there. I'm going to comment on a part of that in just one second. But here we go from DT, Daniel Tice.
A lot. I just try to help everybody on the court, like especially the young guys. We have many people out, so everybody got to next man up. Everybody got to be ready. I'm just trying to help everybody. I've been around. I play playoffs, and like certain calls, every team's got it. Like a chin action, everybody knows in the NBA what it is. So I just try to help everybody to be ready. Same in the last quarter, like we didn't switch up like on quickly. He got so many threes, like we didn't do a good job there. So like I said, just trying to be vocal. Everybody got to be vocal in defense. If we don't talk, we don't look good.
And that's part of being good on defense is communication. Talking on defense, talking where you're supposed to be. If you're in the back line on defense, you got to tell your teammates where you are. You got to tell your teammates, if you're defending a pick and roll, where you're going to be, where everybody else is on the floor. You need to be in this spot, be in that spot, what the play is. All those things, part of being a good defensive team. Communication is front center of being a good team defensively. And I always, PJ Tucker would always say this when he was here and speak to us. Y'all see it in games, saw when he was here. You could hear PJ talking. Or, while you're watching games, or if you're lucky to be at the games in person. PJ talks, always. But he would always said there were still too many quiet guys on the Rockets team who just don't talk. It's just not in them. They're just not vocal. And it kind of, he understood it. It's who they are, who his teammates are. But it did kind of rub him the wrong way. It's like, I gotta make him talk. I gotta pull it. I gotta drag it out of him and get them to talk on the court. And there are some Rockets who don't do that, who don't talk. Right now, they don't talk. They're not loud. They're not vocal. You got to be vocal on the court. You got to help your teammates play defense. You got to be on that string. And if you don't talk, and everybody knows this, and this is one of my pet peeves. Especially if the ball handlers bring the ball up backcourt to front court, has time, okay? And your teammate, you're on defense, your teammate has a chance to call out the pick coming and says nothing. And you let your teammate get plowed into by a pick set for the ball handler who was bringing the ball inbounds from backcourt to front court. That pisses me off. That just pisses me off. I see it high school, college, pro. That should not happen. Cannot happen. You are just putting your teammate out to dry, and they get plowed. They run into that pick, and depending on the person setting the pick, They could get injured or get the bell rung because you wouldn't talk. That bothers me. That's bothered me for years. And I watched a whole lot of basketball. And people still do it. And that still pisses me off. But Alpha G, man, Eric leads by example. And you are correct. Let me put this up there as well. Eric talks more on offense when he complains about not getting a foul call. So yes, Alpha G, that picks like this should not happen. When your teammate get hurt because you didn't call the pick, that's your fault. So yeah, think that and hey, I said it. If you don't like me saying pissed off, well, that'd be one of the words I will say on these streams. I won't get more profane than that during the streams. But yeah, that bothers me. But okay, folks, give me your thoughts on this. Give me your thoughts on what y'all saw last night. Rockets and the Knicks. Rockets just ran out of gas. That's what Coach Silas said. They ran out of juice, ran out of gas. 5th game in 7 days. Short-handed. And then DJ getting tossed. DJ, come on, baby. You are a vet. You know your team is short-handed. You've been around to know that the refs muck up. Come on. You cannot lose your cool and get tossed when your team needs you. So that was disappointing that he got the 2 T's. But just your thoughts on what you saw last night. Josh Christopher, 14 points, 5 for 9, 2 for 3 from 3, 3 assists, 1 turnover. So that's the good thing I like. We can see, where is it? That's right, I forgot about Xavier. My fault. Thank you for reminding me, man. I appreciate that. Xavier. Let's talk about Paolo Banchero at Duke and Chet Holmgren from the Zags. Xavier or Xavier? Either way, I don't want to disrespect you by mispronouncing your name. What about Jabari Smith from Auburn? This week, some folks consider Jabari Smith to be the number 1 pick. Even though the draft is months away. But Jabari Smith, 6'10", skilled big man, freshman at Auburn. So he's in the mix now for the top pick in the draft. The Rockets' record is, they're not far. They're not Detroit, Orlando level. They got 5 more wins in Detroit, 4 more wins in Orlando. They're battling with the Pels and OKC for between 8 and 9 wins. More and more folks liking Jabari Smith. So I think it might depend if who gets the number 1 pick. If it's Detroit, I'm kind of curious what the Pistons would do, because Paolo, Jabari Smith, I don't think they would draft Chet Holmgren. But it might depend on who gets the number 1 pick. Jamon Oos. I don't know about getting Oos will get more playing time if more guys stay injured or more guys are unable to play. He's got potential, especially on defense. He has worked on, continues to work on the corner 3, especially. He's got a bright future. Love his defense. He's learning offense. So it's just a matter of time, numbers here. I'm not sure. He needs guys, like I said, to not be able to play, to get more minutes consistently. All right, folks. There it is. I think another person, maybe it was Xavier doing it again, saying Josh is better than Jalen. Josh might not agree with that. Josh Jalen have been friends for a long time. He may not agree with that. Josh has a better all-around game than Jalen. Jalen is going to be a better scorer and he's more explosive than Josh. But I won't go that far. Ted Holmgren, the key to 212 to answer this question about Tice. He took good shots. That's part of it. Going 2 for 4 from 3. But he got shots that he can make, and he's comfortable making. 22 and 10. He's not a passer. He's not a facilitator like LP is, but he's more mid-range, short range on his shots. That's where he's more comfortable taking down the shots and making those shots. So he had a good game, and we'll see if he's given a chance versus Detroit or the Bulls, if he can do it again consistently. Ron, agreed. One of Usa's problems is he does reach too much. Yes. Yeah, he needs to stop doing that. He'll learn to just move your feet, play the angles, and don't reach. Definitely needs to do better. Needs to stop reaching. I agree with you completely there. Who put this up there as well? Oh, Tony, you going there with Wiseman? I do not see the Rockets trading with the Warriors. I know. Rafael was here when the Rockets were battling the Warriors, and was this bitterness because they were the chief rival. I don't see it, and I don't care, because the Warriors are not going to have a great first-round pick to offer, that they're willing to give up. Let's put it like that. That's the key that the Rockets would want. And James Wiseman, he's young, battle injury. Do y'all see Wiseman? Do y'all think Wiseman long-term will be better than C. Wood? That you even want to consider making that trade with the Warriors? Because in this sense, I'm old school in this sense. I wouldn't help a championship caliber team at all, unless they gave me the moon. I'm not helping y'all at all. Nope, not even considering it. Y'all gotta don't call me if I'm a Fellstone, Warriors call me. You give me a great offer to start off. Other than that, don't waste my time. Y'all are better than us. Y'all are a championship caliber team. I don't want him here from me. Nope. That's me. I'm not Rafael Stone. I think I'm older than Rafael, which is something, not by a lot, but no. But would y'all want that? Would y'all want Wiseman and Kuminga? Got to be some picks too. I'm just my take for C. Wood. Would y'all want that? Would y'all be good with that? Rockets should consider that, but I need more picks. I need more. I'm gonna ask for a lot and see what the Warriors say. But also, I said it last week. The Warriors like their young, cheap contracts because yes, they got a lot of money and they're spending all this luxury tax money on. I know that, but they have controllable contracts in Kuminga and Wiseman. So I'm not sure they'd want to give up the inexpensive rookie contracts for a player in Christian Wood who probably wants max money, which would just put them even more above in luxury tax. We're talking hard cap stuff then. If you got Steph, Draymond, Clay, and C. Wood, I'm not even sure they can do that with four max players. But do I think this is a question we've talked about a few times, Ron? Thank you for asking. Thank you for chiming in on Let's Talk Houston Rockets live stream here on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. Do I think Şengün could be the center of the future? I'm not sure. And I do have similar questions. Now, if LP does get taller, that would help. 4-5 combo. I like the Rockets playing the offense through him because of his low post game and his passing skills. his vision, all those things. He could be center against probably most NBA centers, but not all of them. Not the the taller ones. I mean, heck, he had problems with Mitchell Robinson last night. But Mitchell Robinson's, taller, more athletic, long arms, all those things. So here's a response to that. LP has a 6-man, and don't think could be a centerpiece. He schooled DeMarcus Cousins, no question. He sure did. He spun DeMarcus into a top numerous times, and then DeMarcus' ego was bruised and tried to beat up on LP and picked up stupid fouls and took himself out of the game. So, but yeah, DeMarcus Cousins' best days are well past him. There's a question. I'm not sure who would agree with you on that if winning isn't a priority. Because many Rocket fans don't want winning to be a priority. I'm not sure the Rockets higher ups believe that. Because, like I said, they're only, 3 games out of the 10th spot in the play-in. 3 games out of the 10th, 5 games. Let's see. Yeah, 5.5 out of the 7th spot. So I'm not sure. We're going to see these next few weeks what the goal of the Rockets is from the rest of the season going forward. If winning is a priority, because if the other teams in the West continue to struggle, continue to keep the Rockets close to the 10th spot, the Rockets might say, "Hey, we got a shot. Let's we're not far from it. Let's make a run. See if we get that 10th spot." The young man from Duke, yes, I definitely like him as well, and I'm going to put on my Detroit Pistons fan hat for a moment. I hope the Pistons get him in the second round or trade up to get him in the late first round, because they truly need more athletes, especially athletic big men. So, boy. Oh, well, let me comment on that. Let me see about Jalen Green there. Yeah, Mark Williams, 7'1", 240. I don't want to get his weight right and the height. And he did it. He's looked good. Great shot blocker, learning offensive game, but very, very good in defense. He's going to make some money in the pros. Yes. This, I'm going to pull that up as well, but that's the sentiment. I think that well put. The fans want to make the playoffs. The front office and me want the Rockets to get another pick, another good pick, a high pick. That's my viewpoint. Hasn't changed. I'm going to stick with that. The Eco article comment from J-Mon. And part of the defense that Luke is referencing with Şengün, getting better on defensively, footwork things. LP gets in foul trouble too quickly to warrant long minutes, to warrant starting consistently. So that's an issue. So, James Strine, thank you very much. Happy holidays to you as well. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for watching. But I'm gonna bring it up again because some folks liked it last week. But what are your thoughts on the new viewers of Şengün and Chet Holmgren as a combo going forward? Do y'all think that'll work? Some folks last week, well, was that Sunday, liked it a lot. The possibilities, the potential of that duo, Chet and Şengün together. What are thoughts from you new fans, new viewers on this? Let's talk Houston Rockets. What are your thoughts on a Alperen Şengün, Chet Holmgren duo at the 4 or 5 spot? Give me thoughts on that. Add that to the stream. But yeah, we can see it. Terry Agent, thank you very much. welcome. It's Saturday where you are. So thank you very much. Saturday morning. I got to remember the time difference that you keep telling me, keep mentioning from where you are in New Zealand. Thank you for tuning in. See, some folks, the folks here like it, like the potential combination. They do complement each other. Yeah, I could see that. So we'll see. The Rockets, Pistons, give me your thoughts on it. Like I said, if the Rockets score more than 105, they should win. Detroit, their defense is not very good anymore this season, and they're competing. You know, Frank Jackson will have to continue making three-pointers, shooting lights out. Sadiq Bey has to break out of his slump. But I'm talking offense. Their defense is just not very good, period. KDC, the game is 11 o'clock in the morning, Central Time. Rockets at Detroit, 11 a.m. Central, high noon Eastern Time. Coach Silas will talk to the media pregame at 9:30 in the morning. My goodness, 9:30 in the morning. So based on that, I should have his comments hopefully posted by 10:15, 10:30 at the latest on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel. But my goodness, a 9:30 pregame media availability. Oh, but KDC, yes, the Rockets should not take Detroit lightly. At some point, Detroit will end this long losing streak. At some point. I don't believe it's going to be tomorrow, but at some point, the Pistons will win again. But they're injured. They're banged up. Their defense is just really, really bad. But the Rockets cannot disrespect the Pistons, can't take it for granted, don't disrespect the game, and just think they will beat Detroit just by showing up. They can't do that. They shouldn't do that. And I don't believe the Rockets will do that. You know, they've learned during the success they had during the 7-game winning streak what it takes to win. I'm going to pull up once again the injury report for both teams. So class is in session one more time. It should be on Xavier. What is it? AT&T Sportsnet for the Rockets League Pass as well, and what's it? Bally Sports Detroit also. So one more time, class in session. Thanks. Here we go. Injury report. First up with the Rockets. So I'll pull it up here for everybody to see. So let's see here. So there you go, right there. That's as of 4:30 Central Time. Today, Armani's questionable. Armani and Seawood are questionable. The tendonitis in Seawood, I hope that's not going to be an issue. Have not heard it's going to be an issue. But there you go for the injury report for the Rockets. I'm going to pull up the injury report for the Pistons. Check this out, KDC. So there you go. Hamidou Diallo. He'll be playing wearing a mask to protect the fracture on his face. Luka, Isaiah Livers, DeMarco, Chris Smith, G League. And out of the four, I want to say 3 of them played Thursday night for Detroit against the Pacers. But part of that was because I think Corey Joseph did not play last night. You see Jeremy Grant is out with surgery that he had on thumb today. Killian Hayes is really just one more bang on the thumb to missing the game or leaving the game because it's really causing him problems, a lot of pain and discomfort on that dominant hand for him. So, and he can't shoot. He couldn't shoot beforehand when the hand was healthy, and now the thumb has been bothering him for almost the whole season thus far. He's really struggling to make outside shots. So, but yeah, KDC, I wanted to pull it up for you so you can see the issues that Detroit is having compared to what the Rockets are having. So, that's another feature there that I'm adding to the streams, but and we'll add more of those in the future. But less injuries. Rockets, like I said, the Rockets should beat Detroit. Detroit is kind of in a doubt, self-doubt now among the players. When's this going to end? What can we do to end this thing? 13 games straight, and they've led by double figures out of the 13. Maybe 6 times out of 13, maybe, and lost all of them anyway. So they do have moments of good basketball. They just aren't good enough to do it consistently for an entire game. Hell, even 36 to 40 minutes of a game. They can play well for like 10 minutes and then average and then garbage for the rest of the game. So yeah, Rockets healthy, and being the game starts so early, I'd be kind of curious to see which team does a better job of adjusting to the early tip-off. So that'll be kind of interesting to see. So, but I think the Rockets should win. I think they're better. They're playing better. It would definitely it would help them if Christian Wood plays in the game. And he's questionable, which is an improvement. But Coach Silas said that Thursday that he believes Christian will play Saturday. So I think he's going to play Saturday. And if he does, that'll definitely help the Rockets offense and be more of a problem for Detroit's defense. But then you get into Rockets win, they'll have 10 wins. Detroit will still have 4. Detroit, they're so bad and struggling. I don't see them getting 20 wins this year. So if they don't get 20 wins this year, that means the Rockets will really have to, 9 and 20. Rockets are right now 9 and 20. So they got 53 games left as scheduled. If everything stays the same, Rockets really have to lose a lot of games to keep up with Detroit if they win tomorrow and split the season series with Detroit. So we'll see. Serious, you're not the only person to suggest this. I've seen it Rockets Twitter, seen it here on Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Should Jalen come off the bench? I think he should. I don't think he will, but I think he probably should. But he's the face of the franchise going forward, and I don't believe the Rockets want to have him come off the bench. Whether you agree with that or not, like I said, I think he should come off the bench. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to start him. What are the chances of getting another number 1 pick? Like via trade, Terry? Is that the question you're asking there? Depends on who they can trade. And like I said, for folks who are just tuning in late to the stream, no problem being late. Y'all got lives too. No problem with that. Spoke to a contact a few days ago, asked the person if whether or not the Rockets would make a deal this month. That was how I phrased the question, this month, because we know the 15th was the day most of the NBA became eligible for trades. And the response I got was no, unless a team made a big run at House. Yes, that's the name that was given to me, House. Not Christian Wood, not Eric Gordon. House. So keep that in your thoughts for the rest of this month. So that I was surprised at that response. But let me see the question about Jayshawn Tate. Jayshawn's had I could see some issues with Jayshawn and his passing, but he's had some games where he's had good assist numbers. But realize Jayshawn is not a guard, point guard, lead guard. He's been asked to do that here out of necessity sometimes. So I think for what he is, he's doing okay. Josh Christopher is learning how to run an offense in the NBA. He's right now more comfortable off the ball. He's more comfortable with DJ Augustine. But he's learning to be a lead guard, learning to make better decisions with the ball, and also when it takes shots. This is all part of the development of the young team. So I'm not. Rockets have a lot of young talent. And I'm gonna play this clip one more time because I'm not harping on it. I'm just want folks to know the rationale of Rocket coaches like John Lucas regarding Armani Brooks and Garrison Matthews adding to their skill set.
And if Garrison and Armani are not scoring, it's the best lesson that they can learn. I don't have to tell them a thing. They are now on scouting reports, and they do not get any open looks. And if we don't have those guys scoring with Eric and Christian out, it is a struggle for us to score the basketball.
So there we go. Teams are scouting Armani and Garrison Matthews and running them off the three-point line, contesting their three-pointers, making it more difficult for them to get those threes off. So their numbers the last couple of games, shooting threes has gone down. Thoughts on Jaden Ivey as a point guard of the future for the Rockets? I mean, I'm not even sure Jaden is a true point guard, especially for the NBA. I'm going to answer it this way. TJK Penny 79. What position do y'all think the Rockets should address in the first round in the 2022 draft? What is the priority for the Rockets to get with their? Let's say they get top three pick. What do y'all think the Rockets? What position of need do you think the Rockets have? See, we got one, need a three. See, I'm leaning. And see, now next is Damon, best player available. Position doesn't matter. Next comment, talent first, not position. Forward. Power forward or small forward. Here, getting a little bit more specific about player, and then get a point guard. Because right now they have the 5th and 23rd pick. And let me pull that up one more time if I can about draft capital. Let's see, that was slide 3. Take this down here. There we go, draft capital right there. You see the Rockets. I'm going to check the first round picks from Brooklyn in 22, 24, and 26, and then Milwaukee 23. Then swap first, the Nets 23, 25, and 27. So, the Thunder first round picks in 24, top 4 protected in 26, top 4 protected. So some info there regarding the picks. Let me take this down, but there you go. Some info about Rockets and the future draft picks. Interesting. That Toy. Interesting. Let me pull it up. Get your thoughts on this comment. Do y'all agree with that? Do y'all think that Gary Bird is insanity? It was just a great 2 weeks, and what we're seeing now the last few is reality. Do y'all think that? I mean, 2 for 7 from 3. You went to the line. 7 for 8 against the Knicks. Got 7 boards. Do y'all think that? Do y'all think it's Garrison Matthews is a flash in the pan, basically? Because that's pretty much what Lynn Sandy was for. He was 2 weeks. He was the talk of New York, talk of the NBA. I don't know. I wouldn't go that far. I would not go that far. But anybody else think that? Have wondered that? Have thought that? Have been concerned with that? I guess your rationale would be more of there's got to be a reason why he was available for the Rockets to get. Possibly. I could see that. Why did Boston let him go? I could see that. So we got one response here. Now Gary Bird better. That's the game. Yeah, Could be that. Comment here from KDC. Garrison in 3 and D. He still space the floor. Signing. Jamon says his shot is cold now, but he hustles. He definitely does that. I want to say this about him as well. And regular viewers know how I feel about this, complaining to the referees. Garrison cries to the refs way too much. Way too much. To be so young in the league, and who are you? You ain't nothing. What have you accomplished in the league to be bitching to the refs? I mean, really? You play hard. I respect that. Your hustle, I respect all that. But why are you following down the Eric Gordon path of crying to the refs all the time? Let that go. The Rockets, too many Rockets lately. I mean, it was a problem early in the year as well. Stop complaining to the refs. What good does that do? Tell me this. How many times have y'all seen a player complain and just gripe, bitch to the refs, and the refs say, "You're right, my bad. I'm going to change the call"? How many? Let me know. I mean, how many? And Terry, Garrison, he gets in the way. He takes charge. He tries to take charge, gets in position. So he gets hit. Yep. I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting the contact that he plays with. Jayshawn Tate. Jayshawn's become a complainer, a griper too. Okay, Jayshawn. I mean, you're playing hard and all those things. But in the grand scheme of things, you're still nothing either in the NBA. And in Coach Silas, he's being diplomatic to the media. He phrases it as distractions, that the players seem to be distracted too often during games sometimes. And he's talking about complaining about calls, non-calls, and not getting back on defense or letting it impact them on offense. Let that stuff go. Let's let that go. Jayshawn said one of his comments last night, he knows at some point he'll get those calls. Okay. If you know at some point you'll get those calls, stop complaining that you are not getting those calls right now. So that's my thoughts on that. So yeah, there is a way to complain, especially during stops of play rather than during the play. So, but Jamon, yeah, Coach Silas, he gets teed up, yeah, but he's a coach. He's trying to defend his players. The players and I'll answer Jamon's statement right here. Let the coach do that. Let the coach complain and hell swear at the refs. All those. That's part of the coach's job. The players should not let the refs. Non-calls happen. Happens all the time. We see it all the time. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, Paul Stanley. Wow. Cool. Awesome. Thank you very much for the support. It's just players, especially young players. But that's why I go back to EG and DJ. DJ got tossed out for bitching to the refs. Come on. You just can't do that when your team needs you. You can't do that. And when I was younger, I used to get upset at the refs as before I really became in media, as a fan and griping and all these things. All the refs are in for it. They got it out for my team. What are they doing to us? Man, I had no proof. So let that stuff go. Let it go. What good would it do? Just let that go. Get on to the next play. That's part of it. Just get on to the next play. You can't let the refs take you out of the game. Because when you do that, who also sees that? The opponent. The opponent sees you have, crying to the refs. They're going to continue doing what you don't like. And then your opponent has you where they want you with a mind game. Can't do that. You got to be bigger than that. Be above that. That's part of this as well. That's why Eric's still doing it. Man, Eric's a vet, been in the league too long. He still does. He's not going to change. I mean, I think that seems apparent. He's not going to change. But he's rubbing off on the youngsters, so that's an issue, and that needs to, let that go. Yes, Luke does it. Luke knows. Luke has told the players to stop bitching to the refs. Yes. He knows it. And really the players know it because, honestly, it doesn't get them anywhere. I mean, it's like you get upset, you want to blow off some steam. Okay, but then you keep doing it. But you let it impact your game. And if you let it impact your game, that hurts the team. And that just can't happen. You just cannot do that. Eric is going to complain and bitch, but Eric still plays hard. He still gets things done. And he's a vet, and he ain't going to change. So Garrison, Jay Sean, y'all on Eric. Y'all aren't in the league as long as he is. I don't like when Eric does it, but he ain't going to change. Y'all should change. So let me step down off my box and get back on this other stuff here. If you missed it, I'm going to play the clip one more time from Coach Silas giving credit to Daniel Tice for his performance. Being a pro's pro, really. So here we go from Coach Stephen Silas.
He's ready. DT's always ready. They did a great job on the defensive end, blocking shots, helping, being physical against their post-ups, switching, isolation, defense was good. And then the scoring, 22 points and 2 for 4 from 3. And I'm still trying to get him to shoot a few more threes, cause he can shoot and he adds to our spacing, but he's always ready to play, always. And, we've needed him.
So, Chew Toy, I'm gonna put it up here and then answer it. Luke has gone off on them. Okay, we may not see it during the games, but he has gone off on them during practice because it's Luke. Boy, let's see. I've known Luke, and I've said it, not trying to pat myself on the back or anything like that when I say this. I've known Luke a long, long, long time. And I've seen him go off on elite players, elite, who come down and work out with him. He doesn't care. Luke will tell you what he's thinking, tell you when he thinks you're wrong in a heartbeat, at the drop of a dime. So I'm saying all this. KDC's right there, exactly. Luke is old school. Old school. So yes, he has no problem with them. And I think I got a question a few shows prior out of the good cop, bad cop. We could safely assume that Luke is the bad cop to Coach Silas's good cop. We can assume that. But it's all, it's respectful. But Luke, some of the words he uses, man, I wish I could record it. But man, I can't use it. But boy, yes. And that's from the TV, Terry, you're talking about. That's the good stuff, the clean stuff. You can say, Luke said all kinds of other stuff that I can't say, that I won't say here. I'm like that. And the Rocket youngsters are not coddled out of games. Does that make sense? So we don't always see it, but they're not coddled. So I'll phrase it like that. But oh yeah, trust me, you would. Yeah, man, because sometimes when we wait to talk to players, and the Rockets are on the practice court, still working out because the majority of guys leave, and Luke working out with Alp or Seawood or KJ, whoever, and we're waiting to talk to one of them. Luke let some stuff fly. We can't use none of it. We can't have a recorder run it off. He lets words fly, man. Oh, it's like the good old days back in the day, man. When I was at the Met or at Rice or Luther North or wherever John had the lab, man, it was great. But no, I think that's safe. But a mic'd up Luke is a different Luke than a non-mic'd Luke. You know, he can't control himself, mic'd up or not mic'd up. So yeah. Okay, one last thing, gonna close it up, wrap it up here. Folks, I'm kind of surprised. I saw a few more people, Rocket fans, kind of believe that the Rockets are gonna lose to Detroit Saturday morning. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Despite the fact that I know at some point Detroit's long losing streak will end, I just don't believe it's going to be tomorrow. But give me your thoughts. Give me a prediction on it. You know, I think when we did the Rockets 3 games prior to this one, Hawks, Cavs, Knicks, I lean more to 1 and 2. And I think it's kind of split between if the Rockets will go 1 and 2 or 2 and 1. But what are your thoughts on Rockets? Rockets should win. Come on, KDC. Yeah, we know they should win. Yeah. But do you think they're going to win? What do you think that? Because yeah, they should win. Do you think they will win? I'm not asking anybody to make a bet. But do you think the Rockets will beat Detroit and split the season series 1-1, win tomorrow, 11 a.m. tip-off? Do you think they will win? I think they will win. And Cade Cunningham, he hasn't done it yet. I think he has it in him, but he hasn't gone off for a monster game yet. And that's what it would take for Detroit to beat the Rockets tomorrow, I think, because Detroit's defense just isn't, it's just not very good. You know, it's gotten worse. So it wasn't good before they were healthy, and now they're not healthy. So it's gotten worse. So thank you, Jamon. Yeah, he's okay. Solo says it's Detroit. Okay. Like I said, I'm kind of surprised that Terry says Rockets win by 10. Solo says Detroit. Jamon says Rockets are going to beat Detroit. So Solo, why do you think Detroit's going to win tomorrow? Why? Give me that, and we'll end it on that note. These last few minutes. Why do you think that? You think it's time that the Pistons streak will end? Do you think the Rockets will still be tired? That could be possible. You know, arriving today, early start, all those things. Do you think Cade Cunningham will have one of those magic rookie moments and carry them Detroit to a win? What's your reasoning behind it? Kind of curious on that. And it's, you know, I'm not going to bash anybody for a prediction because I've been wrong. You've been wrong. It's no big deal. Okay, there you go. Ask and answer. You think Cade's going to go off? He could. Like I said, he's getting close. He's getting close. He's been, I guess, the bright spot during this 13-game skid for Detroit, that he's starting to get comfortable with his offense. He's shooting better from 3. He's still not getting to the free throw line enough. So that part of this game he needs to add to. But he's getting closer to having a huge offensive performance. I think he had 26 or 28 against Brooklyn, but KD had 50, 51, you know. So Cade I'm not thinking anything. He might have a 30-point game in him tomorrow, but I don't think anything above that yet. But he's getting there. But I still think even that, Cade might score a lot of points. and Rockets still win. Because I'm telling you, Detroit's defense is just not very good. It's just not good. Killian, he's struggling. Killian, he's a better defensive player. I think Killian should be coming off the bench, but he's playing with a sore thumb on his dominant hand. His decision making leaves a lot of room for improvement. But he's a starter right now. He's starting on a team that's bad. So if Detroit were a good team, he wouldn't be starting. I'll say that. But yeah, I thought about this. I know for certain that the next Rockets talk won't be, well, next Friday obviously is Christmas Eve, so I'm not going to do that. Rockets play. Let's go for the 26th, Sunday the 26th, and then after that won't be Friday because it won't be New Year's Eve because Rockets play the Heat, and then January a lot of Friday games. So the next Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Let's shoot for the 26th, December 26th, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to try to probably surprise Terry one day to know what time that is, New Zealand time, and mention that somewhere in the stream also or in the post. But as always, thank you very much for tuning in to Let's Talk Houston Rockets. I'm KG, Kris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review. Houston Roundball Review on YouTube and Instagram, the HR Review on Twitter. Hope y'all enjoyed the slides, the video clips. We're going to have more slides like that. We'll be discussing NBA draft and prospects probably in January. So thank you as always. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm learning how to make them work, the slides, and so everybody can be able to read them. So going forward, we're going to have that. So, but as always, thank you very much for tuning in. Spread the word of the channel, of the shows. Always appreciate it. Take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.